So this is Face Hunter, but even faster than the original Face Hunter, and I would just like to say that I think the original version of Face Hunter on Hearthstone Replay is probably better, but this one is really fun and punishes ramped druids a little bit more because they're able to play more fast things and close out the games by turn 4 to 6 sometimes. I will admit, not having the Rhinos and the Wranglers and Barrack does kind of suck, but you definitely still have good reload tools with Voracious Reader and the Ferocious Howl, and you still have a lot of good early game solid damage. Now, in the original version, I think Ferocious Howl is actually still a great budget option if you don't have Barrack or the Rifle or any of the other like epics or legendaries, which is definitely fine if you're running on a budget, especially when it's this close to a whole new Hearthstone year, so you don't necessarily have to craft legendaries. This is a great common card to replace that and give you some reload, and in terms of mulligans, just keep all of the 1-drops you can, keep Doggy Biscuit to put on one of the 1-drops, and that's basically it. Don't keep Voracious Reader or Furious Howl. It is a bait. So if you like fun educational content like this, you should like, comment, and subscribe, and ask me any questions if you have them, and then also check out my VODs channel in the description if you want to watch my full unedited streams where you can see more gameplay of wins, losses, and multiple decks. I like Peasant, I like Trog, I like Ferocious Howl to reset my hand. This is actually not a bad hand. Like across the board, this is pretty solid. You have 3 1-drops. Ferocious Howl, if we draw another 1-drop, it's really, really good. We're probably gonna play Trog. Dude, if this is Quest Rogue, I would have loved to have had Trog turn 1, but it's okay. Most likely it's gonna be Trog, then Guardian Og Merchant on the Trog, so it's harder to kill, and then Peasant, hopefully another 1-drop, or if we draw a 2-drop, we can just play a 2-drop turn 2. It is Quest, that's fine. A little annoying, but fine. Initiate. Actually, this plays better. I don't predict that he's gonna really play a spell next turn anyway. He's either gonna play the 2/2 or he's gonna weapon. Which means that playing these 2 things next turn is best. And he might not even have a 2/2, so he might just weapon here because he doesn't have the coin to do anything extra. If he was second and he had the coin, I'd play Trog. But he's first and already played the quest, so there's nothing really to punish turn 2. He can't even SI Extortion the 3/1. Like I said, he's just gonna weapon up and hit there. And hopefully we can get enough damage and draw enough cards to finish him off before he kills me. Thank you so much for the follow.
Golden rare.
Thank you so much for the follow, Goldrick. And Excel, thank you, thank you, thank you. All of this, much appreciated. Peasant is going to die. If we draw another 1-drop, great, we can play that and Furious Howl. I keep calling it Ferocious, but it's Furious. Aim Shot would be probably one of the better cards, or like I just said, a 1-drop. And then Drekthar to thin out the deck even more and play more things. He's going to play SI Agent and kill the 1/2, which sucks. I think from now on, I cannot be keeping Ferocious Howl. Like, yes, it just worked out for me, and I'm gonna go face here and make him make trades and whatever. Yes, it did just work out, so that's great, but most of the time, I feel like it would be better to have a more consistent actual playable card, as opposed to doing almost nothing turn 2. Because most likely, with Voracious Reader and Ferocious Howl, both of them in the deck, and even a Peasant, something will draw me cards, right? A little bit crazy to me what I'm having to deal with here. He has to hit all 3 of these things. Unless he wants to just go face, in which case that's fine too, I guess. He could bounce this to my hand, which would suck. I'm hoping he got a bad thing. Not bounce, not the weapon, but give stealth or either of the 2 minions I'm fine with. I don't really care. If it's the weapon, it's a little bit problematic. Shadow Step? Interesting. Okay, okay.
This guy's toast.
We can still play Drekthar next turn. It's still a good play. We've got Wolpertinger, which means we're not going to get Wolpertinger off of him, which is fantastic. Hate getting Wolpertinger off of Drekthar. That's a stealthed minion, which means if I draw like Doggy Biscuit or Adorable Infestation, it's a guaranteed target. I don't like Quest Demon Hunter. I think Quest Demon Hunter is bad. I feel like what it does is it just does what Ramp Druid does, but worse and slower. Personally. I mean, I'm just not a huge fan of it, like, at all. And I never was a fan of the Quest Demon Hunter. Like, I thought it was kind of cool, but I've never enjoyed playing it. And that's why it's probably, like, one of the decks I've played the least. I have seen it, though, if it's the KAZAKUSAN one. If it's not, and it's the Brute one, I've seen that as well. Like, I know of their existence. I just don't really play them that often. Oh, no. Are you gonna go full face? There's no shot you go full face, right? Oh, that was actually a really good hit. Thank God. He's gonna hit that in. I can piercing shot the 3-1. Let's piercing shot the 3-1, why don't we? Piercing shot the 3-1 because it does more damage, and then we can play Wolfertinger. More minions on the board, I think, is better. Aim shot, hero power, demon companion. We're coming close to being able to kill him, but it's gonna be close. We've got 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. In 4 turns, he's dead, assuming nothing else sticks. Assuming no weapon, no quick shot, no other aim shot, no other piercing shot, assuming nothing. No charge minion off of demon companion, nothing at all. That's what happens. And he's about to finish Scabs, which is not good. Don't have, like, Swindle or another SI, please. Okay, this is not great. But I'm on a very short clock, actually. Interesting. This 1 damage sticking does mean if I draw a quick shot at some point, it could win me the game. Bloodseeker. Okay. If this is charge or +1 damage, I win the game next turn. I have a 66.7% chance to win the game next turn. But I'm gonna call it right now. This is going to be the taunt minion. I'm going to feel extremely defeated. And then off the top, I'm gonna top deck quick shot, and I'm gonna win the game. Oh, it was charge? Okay, we'll take charge as well, I guess. We get him down to 6, which means he dies to aim shot. Because he can't play Scabs, the hero, to gain 5 armor anymore. Unless he runs the card that gives him stealth for some reason, which means he can't play Scabs this turn, which means he's fine anyway. That was an enormous bird that just flew past my window. It was a friggin' eagle. Although it definitely was not an eagle. Eagles are not indigenous to this part of the globe. But that was crazy. That was a huge bird. Not related to anything, but I've never played a quest deck in general, not gonna lie. That's crazy that you've never played a quest deck. Seeing Masters games makes me want to craft some of the most bad decks because they make it look so good. But they aren't bad decks, that's the thing. They're good decks. They're just hard to play. Like Garrote Rogue, win rate was like 47% on ladder. And yet, it was probably one of the most played cards because it was actually insanely good. And it's because it's hard to play and people wouldn't know when to commit, when to draw, the correct order to play some of the cards that they needed to play. And because of that, people didn't really, no. And I guess also, I won the game anyway, even without the +1 damage, because I forgot I get a second attack out of this. I didn't count that. So even if it wasn't +1 damage, I still would have had enough here, but it's fine. The only card we want to get rid of here is Piercing Shot. The rest is all really, really good. My hope is that this guy's Ramp Druid. So that way we can capitalize with a Trog. It looks like he's going to be. The only card I really need now is an Og Merchant on the Trog. So what's going to happen is it's going to be Worgen, Coin, Trog. Unless we get Guardian Og Merchant, in which case it'll be Og Merchant with a Trog. But anyway, and the reason why I need to have a stealth minion is because I need to have a guaranteed target for the Adorable Infestation to go on. And yeah, this is not bad. I actually think that this is a good starting hand, as opposed to many of my other starting hands, which have been doo-doo water recently. I will Adorable Infestation that. You might be wondering why Adorable Infestation this? Well, the answer is quite simple. If he didn't Lunar Eclipse it now, it probably means he doesn't have Lunar Eclipse. I want this minion now. Charge or +2 damage or +1 attack to each minion would be huge. We don't get it, unfortunately. Kind of bad. I guess technically what I should have done was I should have played this first. Because if I got the taunt minion, then I wouldn't have needed to give this +2 or +1 HP. Because it wasn't going to die to this anyway. And I could have given it to this. So that way he has 3 separate threats he needs to deal with. As opposed to basically 2, and then he can hero power kill this one. Kind of a misplay, but something I should note for next time, I guess. I don't have the True Crescent. What would be a good replacement? Honestly, probably the Bloodseeker. The Bloodseeker has turned out to be a much better card than I thought it was going to be. Do any cards stay at all whenever they rotate out cards? Yes, the ones from last year will stay, but the ones from 2 years ago are all leaving. It was a card game from the Heroes of Might and Magic universe. And I don't think I'll ever see a better card game. That's weird. And that I've literally never heard of it. That's kind of crazy. Duel of Champions? Yeah, I've never heard of that. Gives me a Trog. It's kind of cool. He's debating like, oh shoot, am I supposed to give him Trogs here? Wild Growth. I mean, he is kind of board locking me. He did just give me 3 damage. And luckily we top decked a really good card in Doggy Biscuit, so we're able to keep going face and have an even bigger minion. But simply put, that is not necessarily that bad for him. Because I'm not able to play the other minions and then play Ferocious Howl. Okay, doesn't actually do anything. Then he plays Guff or Best in Shell. Interesting. Quite the good card for him.
First kill.
And then we just dump all of these on the board and play Ferocious Howl next turn. Nope, Ferocious Howl is the other card. Furious Howl. Furious Howl. I always forget. I keep calling it Ferocious, but that's the Druid card from like Witchwood, where it gave you armor based on how many cards you had in your hand, and it drew you a card. Best in Shell, he's lucky he runs that card. Do they usually run that card in Spelljute? I feel like they do, actually. I feel like that's not that unique. I feel like I see it all the time because they're always trading it. Dude, you had a second one. I'm actually so mad. Doggy Biscuit, I mean, this survives an attack. We can Doggy Biscuit another one and kill off one, which I guess isn't terrible. Furious Howl. Furious, not ferocious. Furious. Furious Howl. 2 quick shots, not necessarily ideal. Give Divine Shield to something. So these 2 can go into that to make board space. This goes here, this goes here. I think I'm going to give Divine Shield to this. Because if I give it to this, he just hits it immediately with that one. It doesn't really matter. But if I give it to this one, that's more likely to survive for a longer period of time. So let's give Divine Shield to that. Use these 2 to kill this off to make some board space. And then pass. And I got 2 quick shots. I mean, it's not bad. Don't get me wrong. I still like the quick shots. It's just, I'm sad that he had 2 Best in Shells in his hand, which just basically won him the game. But do they usually run it? No. Wait, they don't usually run it. It's not in the most popular. It's not in the most popular. It's not in any of the like higher win rate versions. Well, I'm confused. I just happen to be going against the guy that runs not 1 copy but 2, and then he had both of them without drawing any extra cards. Are you serious? He's running out of time. He still can't really... I mean, he could still play spells, right? He can Lunar Eclipse the 3-2. He's still probably a little bit skeptical of playing spells. What do I want to draw here? I mean, I don't really want to draw Voracious Reader, but that wouldn't be bad. I could play, like, okay. He didn't have enough time to decide and play the card. And he just gave me a minion. Furious Howl is fine. And then these all go face, and then we just play the other quick shot. Cool. Okay. That was a slightly harder game than I wanted it to be. Double Best in Shell made me had to get over 28 more damage, but we did it, so that's cool. I mean, I'm down to keep one Doggy Biscuit. I mean, what? I have 16 playable 1-mana minions to potentially hit with Doggy Biscuit. I mean, statistically, it would be an anomaly to hit none. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Are you serious? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, I got rid of him, but, like, if I top decked him, fine. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 playable turn 1 plays. Hard mulliganing for one better option. Are you serious? Fuck you, game. I feel like this has been one of the, like, unluckiest games, or not games, but, like, days ever. I played Dark, now he's just gonna Hero Power, and it's dead. Like, it doesn't, I needed to play it turn 1. I played Dark Portal Warlock. Draw KAZAKUSAN before Dark Portal 6 games in a row. I played Face Hunter and had the Voracious Readers in my hand, 2 of them, multiple times. It's just been awful. It's just been absolutely terrible. And the worst part is, because this matchup's good, I still might win. I mean, I probably won't, but because I have Drekthar in hand and this, like, I still might win. You always keep the Aug Merchants there? For what? Like, why? 1 minion gets nothing, 2 minion, 3 minion, 4 minion die to its effect. I guess that technically means I can't play I mean, I guess I could still play Drekthar. We're still gonna play him. It's just he can play spells now. Should have hero powered that turn and played him with the biscuit. I mean, I didn't want him to do anything turn 2, you know, like Lightning Bloom out Overgrowth or Moonlit Guidance to get a card. I wanted to apply pressure and make it hard for him to do anything on turn 2. Huh. Fair enough. Do I have to trade into this, or can I just go hard face? I mean, I feel like I can trade a couple of them off, honestly. Because I want to play new Trogs anyway. Like, even if he plays spells, it's not like I lose that much. I lose, what, 1, 2, 3... 1, 2, this to kill off a couple, to empty up some space. Maybe aim shot another one. But, like, this, and this are probably going face. He might have Arbor up. I mean, Arbor up still doesn't kill me here, though. Arbor up would only get him to 20 damage. But I am scared of Arbor up, and it would allow him to get a lot of good trades. I'm actually going to sadly trade a decent amount here. I don't like this. Let me be very clear. I'm not a fan of this. But I might have been able to keep 1 or 2 up and go face with some of these. I probably could have gone a little bit differently there. But I'm gonna get more minions back because of Iron Deep Trog anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. I think, yeah, I do think that it was also the best choice to trade there. I didn't want to because I'm Face Hunter, but I did need to clear some board space anyway, so it's not even like it's that big of a deal, I guess. Is that gonna be Lunar? Okay, I get 2 Trogs out of it. So I essentially only lose 2 damage, really. Wow, this is a pretty effective board lock, though. Unless he plays a minion and lets me trade. But, like, after all of this, I'm still going to have a good amount of damage. And Ferocious Howl... Another reason why Ferocious Howl, I think, is technically better than Voracious Reader, is because I can theoretically still just play it, right? Like, I can just play it to draw one card, worst case scenario. Or in this case, technically, draw me... No, it still just draws me one. But it still draws me a card, right? So, I mean, it's still useful. He still can't technically afford double activating Cenarian Ward unless he has something else yet, so we'll see. This is exactly why I don't understand when people tell me to just hard mulligan for a 1-drop. Like, I didn't already know what I was supposed to do. I mean, okay. Like I said, it was a statistical anomaly. The odds of me not getting a 1-drop out of a replacement 6 cards, the 2 cards I got there, the first, well, no, I guess I had that. So, I replaced 2, and then the draw. And the first 2 also weren't that good. So, like, statistically, if I have 16 1-drops, and this isn't good, like, obviously, it's going to happen sometimes. It's weirder for me because I'm running a version that is very 1-drop heavy. Your version is less 1-drop heavy as well. But it does happen sometimes. We're gonna get rid of everything. We need playable 1-drops and whatnot. I mean, Guardian Og Merchant's fine, but... okay, we play turn 1 Trog. Actually, turn 1 Trog's amazing, because he can't coin out Lunar Eclipse. We basically just shut him out of the game. We Doggy Biscuit it, we Doggy Biscuit it again. Trog basically just shuts down Druid. Even if he runs like Pounce, it doesn't matter. You can't coin if you coin to Lunar Eclipse unless he has Lunar Eclipse, Lunar Eclipse. I will admit, I'm not a huge fan of 2 Ferocious Howls in hand. I don't know. Maybe having Voracious Reader and Ferocious Howl is too much. Maybe I take out one or the other. What? We're gonna do that. We need this to survive for as long as possible. We need him to be punished every time he plays a spell. So he can't play the coin. He's basically punished for going second. And, we'll see what happens. That is so frustrating. That's actually so frustrating. Bloodseeker, though, beautiful. Would I rather keep more minions on the board? No, because this dies to his hero power regardless. So we'll just do that, kill that honorable kill, draw some cards to face for 5. I mean, Ferocious Howl is so broken. I don't know. I keep drawing bad cards, man. It's not my fault. Wait, can he not? Oh, because this started in his hand. Fair enough, this kills that. I play my own Drekthar, and probably Iron Deep Trog, to be honest. And then I'll go face. Even if he like arbors up or something, this is still just a ton of damage and a stealth minion and a 4-attack weapon. This snowballed out of control really quickly.
That's an upgrade, probably.
Take out one Voracious Reader? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I definitely feel like the new spell is better than Voracious Reader because it's immediate draw. Like, if you're at the end of the game, right? And let's say you have 7 mana and you draw Voracious Reader. You're like, nice. I can play Voracious Reader and draw 2 cards. But you can't use those cards until next turn. But if you play, Ferocious Howl, you can play it next turn. Wow, he just board locked me and is gonna keep flooding. That is insane, actually. Genuinely pretty well played. Honestly, I'm not even upset about that. I'm willing to take 8 damage for this. Because now watch, I play this and then Ferocious Howl, and if I get a small minion, let's hypothetically say, Adorable Infestation. I can now play the Adorable Infestation, which is, in my opinion, pretty gosh darn good. I mean, I'm not going to. I'm probably going to just hero power and double trade here, but The thing is, I could have. And honestly, I still might, to be honest. I might still play Adorable Infestation on the bigger one and Wolpertinger, and now flood the board even more because I get to play the cards immediately. Like, if Voracious Reader drew cards as soon as she was played and at the, like, immediately, I'd say she's better probably than Ferocious Howl. But the thing about Ferocious Howl, at least for me, is the fact that you get to get it immediately. Like those cards, you can play them immediately. Did you consider playing Peasants in Face Hunter? Many times enemies use the coin to kill peasants. It's almost on. Yeah, I was thinking about taking out Voracious Reader to put in actually Peasant. Like, literally, I was thinking about taking that out to put in straight up Peasant. Because Peasant still could draw me a card, and it's not conditional like Voracious Reader. And I think that having an extra 1-drop is at least something playable early game. And I think taking out Voracious Reader for the Peasant would be good. I'm gonna keep these two and get rid of Quick Shot for now. Would Loot Hoarder fit the card draw? Yes and no. I mean, yes, it's a good card that you can play maybe turn 2 to get some tempo. But I'd rather just dump out a ton of cards, you know? Boom, coin, give it Divine Shield. Next turn's gonna be this. I just want to make sure it doesn't die to like First Flame, because now he has to First Flame and Second Flame it to kill it, as opposed to just First Flame.
Don't let the door hit you.
Whoa! You were a rogue? Well, to be quite honest, I'm baffled. Truly baffled by the fact that you are a rogue, my friend. Congratulations, you have bamboozled me to the maximum degree. So the question now is, what did he get off of the mage, and how do I play around it? I could go wide with Trog and a Worgen Infiltrator. But then he hits it with the 1, and then Hero Powers hits it, and then the Trog dies and I gain nothing. I think it's just gonna be that go face. It's a 5/4 Divine Shield. He's gotta hit it at least 2 or 3 times, which isn't impossible. It could be Devolving Missiles too, which would suck, but... Trust no one. Not even me. Okay, Ferocious Howl, fantastic actually. We're just gonna play everything. We're gonna do that, this, and I'm gonna put the Worgen Infiltrator in between these two just in case it's combustion. He can no longer target like and get a good cleave going. Ferocious Howl is gonna be really good, and now I just need to hope to top deck damage at this point. Piercing Shot, great. Quick Shot, Aim Shot. Maybe I take out a 1-drop for another Piercing Shot for damage, honestly. Because I feel like late game, I'd rather draw Piercing Shot than, like, say, an Argent Squire. I do like Argent Squire, but I think that there are multiple things that could be good.
No one. Not even me.
I don't know. Oh, it's going to be Ice Barrier, isn't it? It could be Counterspell. We'll see if it's Ice Barrier first. It looks like it is. That makes sense. We'll kill this off. And then I guess we'll Ferocious Howl to draw 3 cards. Aim Shot's pretty good. My minions are dead, so I don't really have a minion to target with the Aug Merchant and the Adorable Infestation, but we can do that later. But you can maybe top deck something. And then there are instances like this where like I'd rather draw a minion than a Piercing Shot, so I guess it goes back and forth. But I don't think Loot Hoarder would be that good, because it's a little bit too long to get what you want, I'd say. I mean, I can kill off the 3/5 and it pumps up the weapon even more. I just need to hope oh, he's just done? Nice. I don't even have to figure out what I top deck, because, you know, it would have been bad anyway. Like, this hand is significantly better. In fact, I keep the Aug Merchant here too, because if I can get the 1/2 or the Taunt, I can give it Divine Shield turn 2. Like, it's just solid. The question is, do I want to play this first? I think I definitely want to play Demon Companion first, see what I get. Okay, it's that one, that's fine. We give it Divine Shield, we play that. We can play Doggy Biscuit again. He could coin Lunar Eclipse, I guess, to kill the 1/2 if he wants. Which would be lame. But he might just resizing What? Hello? That's wild to me. Okay. Maybe we don't give a Divine Shield. Maybe we just kill a 2-1 with our Aug Merchant. And then I think I want to play the Initiate.
Let me work my magic.
Kill that off, go face. The reason I want to play the Initiate is because it'll get pumped next turn with Doggy Biscuit. So I'd rather play it first so it can immediately attack when it gets its pump, as opposed to Argent Squire. And now we need to draw Peasant or Ferocious Howl or Drakthar soon. I will admit, probably biggest weakness of the deck is the fact that you can run out of resources pretty quickly. What do I want to pump is the question. I would like to pump... If I pump this and hit there, yeah, it's probably best. Bonk. Bonk. This stays alive, hit, and we'll play Wolpertinger because that's more potential pumps for the Leok demon dude. It's not Leok, but it's basically the same thing. Anyway, decent amount of damage on board, 14 damage, turn 3. I don't think I'm going to let him get to the chance where he can play the Frost Saber Matriarch. And then we are running out of cards, which, like I said, is the biggest weakness of the deck, and why I did like running an extra Voracious Reader over, you know, Peasant at first. But the more I think about it, the more I think maybe that's not the way. We're gonna go Bloodseeker, kill this to get extra stuff, and then Hero Power, and just go face with everything. He's able to kill off a 4-1 and a 3-1. We still have so much damage that we're doing to him right now that I don't think it really matters. Even if he plays a Frost Saber Matriarch. Like, he can play Oracle of Illusion. Oh my god! With Wing Command? No shot. Oh my god. He hits with a 2-5 into the 3-2. This has Rush, right? Yeah. Oh my god. That is absurd. And he just wiped my board with that. That is crazy. I did not consider that as a card at all, actually. That's absurd to me. Oh no. And he just played a ton of beats, so he can play the Matriarch if he wants. Oh my god. On the bright side, we're still pretty close to winning. I mean, Quick Shot, Aimed Shot, Ferocious Howl, even Piercing Shot, arguably, are all good enough. But holy, that, you know what? Massive respect. Are these things beasts? They are beasts. Oh no. Wow, wait, that's actually super good. I mean, if I had ended up trading there and he still rushes into it, dude, I lose out on a lot less. I just didn't think about that card at all. It's Core and Beast Druid? Not really. I mean, not from what I've heard of or played.
What is it?
That's fine.
What is it?
I mean, I'm pretty sure I win, right? Because he does, unless he has Taunt. If he has the Matriarch, he's still in it. I guess. A lot of people used to run Kazakus, which is the build I was familiar with, which is, I guess, why I'm less familiar with that. I haven't played against a Beast Druid in a while, and the ones I have, again, played Kazakus. But I guess I should have played around that. That's my bad.